If the mic is like not showing that it's working, so I've just tested it. It would work for a second and then not show that it was working. So I'm going live. Hopefully someone will join. Hi, if you guys are here, if someone's here and can let me know if you can hear me. The settings are a little wacky right now. Uh, yeah, so I can't tell. The mic check was not working no matter what I tried to do, which is very fun. I lie, it's not fun at all. Okay, well, I will just start talking and about today's topic. Hi, Grimby. Grimby's here because he heard me getting frustrated. And then whenever someone's frustrated or having any kind of feeling, hi, Andrea, let me know if you can hear me because that's my tech issue was a sound issue. Um, So yeah, Grimby likes to come and sit very, very close to me or anyone who's experiencing any kind of a feeling that might be somewhere on the spectrum of negativity. Also, let's take a moment and just look at his, okay, so it is working. That was a very annoying 12 minutes of wasted frustration time. See, Grimby, it was all for nothing. Okay, so Grimby is going to be is that right? Hang on, how old is he? 11. Grimby's going to be 11. Oh, I know, the drama. He's going to be 11 this year, and he's getting quite distinguished. So he's got lots of silver. He's a silver gentleman, but look, he's got little, I know, but no, hold on, just like 1 second longer, Grim. It's not the end of the world. He has like silver little eyebrows, and I think they make him look quite grumpy. Don't you think, Grimby, look right, look, what's this? Wrong way, Grim. What's that? Look at his grumpy little judgmental eyebrows. Oh, okay, he's done. I'm going to shut the door because Adam had come to rescue me because my sound wasn't working. So annoying. So annoying. Um, okay, so it's Monday. It's quite, well, I don't know. It's like cloudy, blue right there. Keeps trying to be sunny and then it's cloudy again. This is pretty typical June weather for us, January, we like to call it. So I'm wearing full jeans and a sweatshirt as though it was November. So that's what's going on for me. Where in the world are you? Tell me how the weather is where you are. Also, how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? What did I do this weekend? I think I did. Hang on. What did I do? Mm, I think I mostly hung out at home and then I was trying to get caught up on stuff because we are racing through the month of June, which Adam and I took off, and I had a huge list of things I wanted to get done, and um, they are not done, and that is normal for me. Is it normal for you? Tell me. I feel like it is. I feel like it's normal. At least for my kind of people, you have a list of things you want to get done, and like the list makes it seem like a very straightforward thing that you need to do, but if you're probably like, I need to do this thing, and what you're not doing is accounting for the 17, steps that need to happen for that to be a thing. So that kind of thing. That's what's been going on for me. Um, Also, one thing that I have been thinking about well, I think I saw a news story. Don't read the news, Bay. I should not read the news. No one should read the news. The news is terrible. The news is like drinking Coca-Cola in the morning. It's bad, bad for you. But I did it. And so I read the news and I saw this story that Elon Musk and I don't remember his name, the French dude who he's like the other wealthiest man in the world. Like he has something like I think the two of them each have something like $220 billion. And they also have something else in common, which is in the past like 6 months of this year, each of them has lost a shocking amount of money. Like they've each lost so many billions of dollars that no one in all of human history has ever lost that much money. So it's good. So it's a very private club. To get into it, you need to have that much money, and then to have been able to lose so much money, but still have so much money that it doesn't actually matter that you lose more money than anyone's ever lost in the history of humanity. Very exclusive club. Very exclusive. And so, oh, can you guys, now I'm getting a pop-up saying that, oh, I haven't gotten this message in so long, talking about the stream. So let me know if it's choppy. I don't know what to do about it, but just let me know. Um, what was, oh yeah, so these two dudes, so obviously we all know who Elon Musk is, and the French guy whose name I have forgotten. I want to say his name is like Arnaud, but I might be wrong. I think it is Arnaud. But he is the guy who owns like almost all the luxury brands, like the oh, see, what is Facebook is just murdering me today. Okay, that's dramatic, but like first it's like your sound's not working, so then I dick around for 12 minutes trying to sort that out, and then now I am, and it's telling me that I'm having problems that I'm not having. This is a lesson I meant to learn. I'm positive of it. Um, yeah, so this guy owns like all the luxury brands. Like I think he owns like Louis Vuitton and like all the brands like that, and like Moet Champagne and like brands that I don't buy. And like never say never, but I can't see why I would, to be totally honest. And I'm not a there's a name for that. What are those called? The like those like super luxury brands. Like I would not care if I had a Louis Vuitton bag. I really wouldn't care. And I probably wouldn't choose it if like the bags that I do choose were on a table with a Louis Vuitton bag. I probably wouldn't take the Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not trying to sound virtuous. It's just my preference. Anyway, these two dudes, two, both men, both white. Not that all the billionaires are white, but they are mostly men. They are mostly white, but not entirely. Anyway, I'm on a rip about this stuff lately. It is Arno. Okay, I'm on it. So they met and they had lunch. One does wonder, what do the two wealthiest men in the world have for lunch? And then it made me think, like, what did they talk about? Because these men have so much money that they can lose more money than anyone's ever lost, and it doesn't change their life at all. Nothing changed because they lost that money. That amount of money is so much money that it's literally just digits on a computer screen. Like there's no like vault somewhere with that sum of money. It's just an idea of the money. So they lost like the biggest idea of a loss of money. And so what it made me think was like, so between the two of them, there was roughly $440 billion having lunch yesterday, I think. And so like there's only 8 billion people on the planet. And these guys could afford to help them, like especially the ones who really need help. And then, like, so I was sitting there thinking, like, as they're having their lunch together, are they thinking about what could we do to make the world better? The world that is literally on fire in some parts and like underwater in other parts. Like, were they having that conversation? I really want to know. I would like to think that they were. You know, I've seen some things on Instagram lately that made me giggle, but also I think it's kind of true. Like, have we checked with the billionaires to see if they would like the the honor of being like written up in history as having saved the entire world from itself? Because essentially most of our world's problems are a financial issue. Like that's not really like obviously climate change isn't simply a financial issue, but the solutions to them typically are. So the solutions to them, sadly, exist in the realm of like how capitalism is going or like governments having enough funding. And so I just like maybe we should have asked them. We could make a plaque. We will build a statue. Well, where do you want it put? We'll put it. Want a statue in every kind of be chump change out of the money that you have, right? Like anyway, it just made me think about it in terms of like what are they doing? What's the legacy? Is the legacy that some very wealthy people have bags that aren't actually that nice looking, but everyone knows are very expensive? Is that the legacy? Hmm? Hmm? Or like that you're planning to populate Mars? I mean, I'm not a professional in the realm of like astronomy, but I do believe that if you took the planet Mars and you took the planet Earth and you put them like next to each other, you would notice that Earth is mostly water, as are we, and that Mars is not, and it would make sense probably to save Earth. Which call me crazy. I mean, call me crazy. And you don't have to spend billions of dollars wastefully to try to get there. Anyway, these are just musings that I had over the weekend whilst trying to carry on with my tasks. So, do you think about these things? Am I alone? Tell me. Tell me I'm not alone in this It's just wacky. These people have so much money that it doesn't change their lives at all. That much money doesn't change your life. There's a tipping point, and it's well the fuck before that. And so they could use it like, so while I'm curious, like we could look it up because I'm sure there are statistics. Like in the hour or two, I don't know how long they had lunch. How long do billionaires meet for lunch? I don't know. But in the time that they had lunch, we could actually find out how many people died of starvation. And that just seems it's really hard for my brain to wrap itself around. Really hard. Um, so that is one thing I did this weekend. Another thing that I did, so obviously, was lose faith in humanity and the future of our race and our time here on this planet. And so one of the things I did want to talk about today, which is a little off of what I mentioned, well, it's maybe related, is like, what do you do when you start to lose all faith in humanity? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. I like maybe not everybody feels it the same way, but like you gotta have moments where you're reading the news or whatever, like you talking with someone, or you're just aware of like what's going on in the world around you, and you start to be a little like, Jesus, literally, Jesus, are you coming back? Like, if you believe in that, like we need some help. This is terrible. Is this a world that we can save? Do we have a plan? How do I bring children into this world, or how do I deal with the fact that I am concerned about the world that I am leaving as a legacy to my children and my descendants, right? Like, I hope that people have these thoughts, although it's kind of miserable. And then what do you do? So Mia has a gin and tonic, great choice. What's your gin of choice? Tell me. Um, I used to really like Bombay. Did like Bombay. There's like a place here that makes gin, and it is purple gin. It's beautiful. It's very good. So Mia, when you come to visit, we'll take you there. We have it in our pub. We could take you just right here, so we don't have to go very far. But it is also nearby. So yeah, you could pour yourself a drink. That's actually funny because that is one of the things I was thinking about today with my topic for today, which we haven't yet gotten to, which is how to be intentional and why you might want to be. Uh, the thing that I did was I laid on the couch and I watched a whole bunch of, yeah, rhubarb gin is very good. That's delicious. That's another thing I did this weekend. I harvested all my rhubarb from the backyard. There's a lot of it. Amazing. I made stewed rhubarb and then I chopped up a bunch and froze it so that I can make delicious desserts, which we never make. So come on over so I have an excuse to make a dessert. Um, so yeah, the thing that I did to make myself feel better about humanity that worked for me and like inevitably works is I watched a whole bunch of the videos from like just like good videos, people doing cool things like technology innovations that help people or the planet. And then I watched a whole bunch of like audition videos for things like Britain's Got Talent. And the reason I watch these, and specifically, like, I mean, dance, like, the reason I go looking for the arts when I'm feeling bummed is because I genuinely believe, I mean, it is really easy to look at the state of the world, look at the problems, realize none of them are new problems, and lose a lot of faith in humanity. And then, like even it's not funny, but like I'm sure you've heard that that orcas are attacking yachts, like they're ramming yachts and destroying yachts, and it's like quite problematic because like boats are going down, and the orcas are this is in like the Bering Strait. It's like I think it's near Iceland. Like it's around there. And what's interesting is that the orcas seem to be teaching each other how to do it, and it turns out that they have also been joined by other species like dolphins. So like the orcas are banding together and having enough with us. And if you have read about this at all, it's quite fascinating. I mean, it's a little bit scary, and I'm worried. Like I worry that the orcas will be harmed. I'm like not worried for the people. I'm sure they'll be fine. But like essentially, nature's fighting back. And if you read any of if you've come across these stories on like Instagram, for example, and then you read the comments, it's really interesting to read the comments because there's a lot of people who are like, Like honestly, I'm on the orca side, and I have to admit, like I gotta me Bay, I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't want to choose a side, but I have to admit, like it kind of makes sense that they're doing what they're doing. We are polluting their home. We're taking all their food away. We have spent like 100 years trapping them and putting them in bathtubs. Like it kind of makes sense, you know? And like they're not attacking like stand-up paddleboarders, and no humans are being harmed. They're just attacking like a particular the kind of boat, right? Essentially like a gas-powered motor boat owned by wealthy people that are in the water. And so it's very interesting. Um, and so, you know, you read that, you're like, oh my gosh, there's the comments you would read, like, there's always, it goes from like, honestly, I understand why the orcas are doing it to the other side, which is, oh, and the other thing that we're starting, I mean, we already kind of knew this, but it's convenient for us as humans to pretend that um, other mammals, other animals aren't very smart, but orcas are probably smarter than we are, significantly smarter. They have much stronger like family ties, and they're much better at communicating and than humans tend to be. So it's a little humbling for us little humans, right? And so you read the comments, and there's all these comments about how humans are the worst, like we're a blight on the face of the planet. And that's where I get like kind of bummed because I'm like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that because we are nature. It's not humans versus nature. We are nature, right? So we're not killing the orca's home, we're killing our home, right? We're not like wrecking the planet, we're wrecking ourselves. We're not, you know, it's you know, we are a part of it, and but we've held ourselves as separate for long enough that it's allowed us to do harm. It's kind of like othering, right? So if I'm othering, I could other another a group of people, and if I make them out to be different than me, then it makes sense that it allows me to do harm to them. This is like the kind of thing that it worked in like World War I and World War II, and essentially like every conflict where you have more like sides. So why do I watch these videos? Because when I watch videos or read stories or otherwise go searching for evidence of what humans can do that is awesome, I am inevitably brought to tears because we can do a lot of harm. That's true. We can, and it's, you know, it's not okay. It's not okay, and the orcas are having an opinion about it, and many of us agree with them. But it would be a shame, you know, like there are species disappearing from the planet, and it's a horrible loss every time we lose a species, and we're losing them at a really high rate, which is daunting and really, really heartbreaking. And so a lot of people think because we are the perpetrators of a lot of this, that we should be a species that goes. We don't deserve to be here. And while I don't agree with that, like I said, I think we are nature and we have our place. What I do think is that we could do a lot better. Um, and we should do better because the world will be fine. The planet will bounce back. She always does. 2, 3 years ago during COVID, when everything shut down for about 6 months, or pardon me, well, it shut down for longer, but like when things like really, really kind of like shut down initially, it was about 6 weeks. And within those 6 weeks, the planet started to heal herself. The water got clean. The fish came back. You know, the pollution dropped. And so it's like shocking how little it would take for us to help the planet to heal herself, which would be healing our home. It would be healing us, right? So we know this. And the reason I watch these videos is because the place that we have is that we could be stewards. And on top of being stewards, we have gifts too. You know, we look in wonder and awe at a pod of orcas or an eagle flying, right? Like I mean, I presume, you know, we look at mountains and we are awestruck. We look at the ocean and we are filled with wonder. You dive, if you scuba dive, you see the ocean life teeming around you. Like hopefully you are touched by the beauty of the world we see, or you are in awe of some of the creatures, like even the ones we're used to, cats and dogs. Like what? It's amazing that these creatures, they've learned to live with us or put up with us, or whatever the argument is, right? But the thing that we have, the thing that our gift is that we make art. humans make beautiful art, and and we can love each other. And I don't think that that's a I don't think love is just a human trait. I think love is in all living things. But it is a thing that we can do. Um, and we can do so really beautifully. So, our ability to love one another and to tell stories and sing stories and dance stories and paint stories and make things beautiful, that is our gift. That is what we are here for. And it would be it would just be horrifying to me to imagine a world where those stories aren't here, because that is our gift. And it is as beautiful as anything that any other species is doing. And John, I see your note that the orcas have been attacked illegally. Oh, we know they've been attacked illegally. They've also just been harmed. So I believe currently, right now, with that pod of orcas, what they suspect is true is that there's a matriarch, so an older orca who was I believe, hit, like harmed by a motorboat years and years ago, a long time ago. And she has taught her offspring, and now the pod, and now extended pods, and they are attacking the boats. And there's more and more boats in the water every year. So for all of those reasons, I think it's happening, which is, again, like, I'm not just making up that I think that orcas are smarter than us. Like, marine biologists are like, dolphins, and orcas are a dolphin. There's the largest member of the dolphin family. They have way more synaptic neurons than we do, and that means they're brilliant, right? So, yeah, they're not dumb. They're not doing a dumb thing. Absolutely, and they have been. I mean, all. I was going to say, if you live in the ocean, you've been harmed by humans, but if you live, you've been harmed by humans, and that includes humans, right? So it's in our own best interest to change this. So, yeah, I sometimes find when I'm feeling hopeless about us, about humanity, and about our future, and about our ability to turn the ship around, which we could do, um, getting myself to watch or listen to some beautiful music, it's an incredible balm for my heart, because that is the best of us. The art that we make is the best of us. I read a story today um, about a school in India. It's amazing. It's amazing. And there's like, this is how everything should be. It's like the future. It's the future we all wanted. It's a school for girls in India, which already is amazing, because in India, many, many girls do not go to school. They're not allowed in a lot of cases. So it's a girls' school, and it's in like the middle of a desert, it looks like, and it's a round circular school. So everything about this school was intentional and like magnificently created, thoughtfully, brilliantly architected. Um, it's built in a particular shape, and that shape catches the breeze so that the school is cooler for the girls inside. The classrooms are a particular shape, and the ceilings are a particular height so that the heat rises above the pupils and goes out to the pupils, not eye pupils, but the students. It rises above them, over their heads, and goes out through these small windows at the top. Like, and it does all of this naturally. It's not using any like electricity. This is a natural, they're using natural architecture and physics to make a building that works better for people. The school is also covered with solar panels so that the electricity that they do need to use is generated by the school. It's got a system on the roof that captures rain, and then the rainwater is saved for when they need water later, so none of it just goes to waste. The school itself had the location of the school had these two trees growing on it, and rather than take down the trees, they moved and changed the location, shape, and size of the school so that the trees could continue to grow in the inside of the school. Like, to me, that is the future we want. That is using our brilliance and our ingenuity and our creativity and our imaginations in a way that does less harm to the planet and makes things better. So amazing. So stories like that, they fill my heart. Or when I listen to someone play the violin or I read my favorite poem, I remember that is why we're here. That art, that this is art. That is what humans do. And we are not the only species to make art. We are not. But this is our art. And we make a lot of it. And we make a lot of really beautiful, different kinds of art. And that's why we deserve to be here. And so if you are feeling bummed, that's my invitation is to find your version of that and try it out. Like if you haven't gone looking at um, the art that we make, like I don't know how I can't make it through too many of those auditions or like beautiful um like songs by someone before I'm just like I'm bawling. And it just, you get the goosebumps and then you just are in awe that this person could do it. And I think some of the next step to really let this heal your heart is to get like it's not just that person, but there are many people with these gifts. That's if we've learned anything from all those kinds of shows like American Idol or Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, it's that there are so many people with these gifts, and most of the time we never know. We never know. We probably don't even know what our own are, and so spend some time looking for them. Stop reading the news. It's bad for you, and instead start looking for something that does inspire you. So that's one thing I did this weekend. And so I also, the thing I, talked about talking about today on this call was like why you might want to plan your summer. So summer hasn't technically started. I think it starts the day after tomorrow, right? On 21st will be solstice. It's always amazing to me, like, because we are noticing how late the sun sets and it's lovely. And it's only like in the last few years, even though I know better, it's only in the last few years that I've really realized like, oh, like as of June 21st, as of the solstice, the days start getting shorter again. Like we're reaching the pinnacle of the long days and we're going to start to go back down. And so, if you've just been holding your head above water while the kids are finishing school or you're finishing a project or all of the above, and then you're kind of looking ahead and it's like, oh gosh, what are we going to do with the kids for the summer? How are we going to change our schedule? And so you might be looking that way, but I think sometimes what we don't do is take a step back and think about the summer we want to have. What is the summer we want to have? What is the experience we want to have? How do we want it to go? How do we want to feel? Um, and that includes what we want to do. So not looking at that, but what is it you want to do? Because how many of us have things we love to do and we plan to do, but it never really Mia, isn't it amazing? Mia's looked up the school. It is absolutely stunning. It is literally a beautiful building. The girls in there, the smiles on their faces, like just everything about that project to me is that is the way that we should be going. So if Arno and Musk are listening, fund things like that. That is what we need. We don't need to go to Mars. We need to do this here. We need to make art here. Art that saves the planet and ourselves because we are a part of this planet. We are not separate, right? So, okay, let me get off my little soapbox. I'm so passionate about it. Mia, if you want, share the link in the comments so that people, if you're here and you want to check this school out, because I can't remember, nor can I probably properly pronounce what the school is called, but you can take a look. It is so inspiring. It's so inspiring. And there is a version of this kind of architecture and technology for every part of this planet. That's in the middle of the desert. It would look different here where I live. It would look different maybe where you live, but there is a way for us to create in harmony and like build a technology that is beyond where we are today and is the direction we need to be going. Okay, so why plan the summer? And here's why. Because if we don't make a plan, what will happen is time will whip by. And you know this, right? Just like my weekend, I had all these things I was going to get done and they didn't get done because they all took longer than I thought, or I didn't really have a clear plan for how I was going to do them. It's June 19th. I'm almost through my June sabbatical. Every month, or pardon me, every year, Adam and I take the month of June and the month of December off. And I had all these things I was going to get done, and I was going to finish editing my book, and I was going to have all of this spare time and space. And I started to make plans for it, but not super intentionally. So I had signed up in April for a continuing education course to support me in my journey towards getting my Master Certified Coach credential with the International Coaching Federation. So I signed up for that. But what I didn't do is think about how much time it would take. So I came back from Costa Rica, and then it was like right at the beginning of June. I had the whole month. I had so much time and space. Well, right as soon as I got home, the day after I got home, I started this course, and it was 8 business days of a half day of training each day. And I didn't really account for that in terms of like my time, right? So I just finished that last week, and I've been trying to catch up on all this other stuff I want to get done. And this is what happens when we don't sit down and get clear about what we want and make a plan. And people who, oh, thank you so much, Mia, for sharing that, because it is absolutely insanely beautiful, and inspiring. And so that's a perfect example. That building, no part of that building came about by accident. Nobody just was like, well, let's just schlep together a school made with portable. This is what we do out here. I feel like we build schools, but we build them right away. Sorry, my shirt has become untucked. Gotta tuck it now. We build schools, and sometimes we'll build a beautiful, beautiful brand new school, and then within the first year, they're putting portables outside because they didn't build it big enough. How is that possible? How is that possible? You spent hundreds of millions of dollars building a school and you built it 2 sizes too small? That is fucking bonkers. That is so irresponsible, right? But this school, I knew I was going to be able to have a tie in there. This school is such a perfect example of why you want to stop before you move and think about what it is what is it you're trying to do? What are all of the needs and wants? Like what are the problems? What are the like, this seems like a hurdle, or this is a challenge and I don't know the answer to it. What are they all? And like spend time and slow down and get really clear about what it is you're trying to do. And so typically we rush headfirst into things, right? So like again, if you've got kids, I think, and no shade at all, because you're just being a superhero raising children. But I think it's like really easy, you're just trying to get to June, and then all of a sudden June's here and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with the kids for the summer? You're just like, okay, summer camps, we're going to book them in camps. And you kind of get to there, but we didn't stop and slow down and go, what kind of summer do I want to have with my family? And be really clear, oh, you know what, I really want to go camping, or I don't know, we want to really embrace our backyard, or I don't know, like what the thing is for you, and get really clear, and then build it with intention and thought, right? And again, if we don't do that, time will just slip through our fingers like sand, much like this June has for me, right? So did I really clearly think about what I was going to do in June? Yes and no. I had a list, which is like a step in the right direction, a list of all the things I wanted to do. But I don't think I broke it down enough. I don't think I got clear how much time that course was going to take. I didn't get clear where I was going to fit in working on my book, or where I was going to fit in doing all of this stuff, or like, where's the space put aside for the things that I didn't plan for, like dealing with WestJet, trying to get reimbursement for our luggage, right? Like life is going to continue to throw us stuff. And so if we haven't gotten really clear, then it's likely what we're doing is we're going to go from putting out one fire to another. I'm not casting shade on that either. I do it too. We all do it, because this is the way life goes, is it throws us stuff, and we don't always have time to deal with, like, to have a 14-point backup plan. That would be a waste of time. If we were spending all our time planning for everything that could go wrong, that would be a waste of our time. But sometimes stuff comes at us and we are necessarily the victim of it. And by victim, what I mean is like we're at the effect of it. We are not in charge. I was not in charge of my luggage being missing. Now I am in charge of submitting for reimbursement. It's a total pain in the ass, but neither here nor there. And so what I notice is, that's actually why I created my Life Intentional program, which I share with my clients. And I'm trying to figure out how to share in a way that is compelling. I know it's a good system. I know it's a good program. I know it could help a lot of people, and I just can't quite figure out how to share it in a way that makes that obvious. But like literally as this month moves along, I'm going through my June intentional. So the June intentional is a mid-year check-in for me to take a look at the rest of the year. Because if I don't do this, I know what will happen. The year will rush by. I'm going to get really busy. The September's going to come, and Adam and I will start with the forge, and things just get busy again. And they will for you too. They do for everyone, right? And hilariously, we all think we slow down over the summer, and that is like patently untrue. The summer's crazy because in the summer, while some stuff might fall away, we're trying hectically to do all the stuff that we've put off, all the stuff that we want to do, like have barbecues and go have fun and do this and do that. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that. I'm saying that we should, but what if we could actually slow down and make a plan for it, right? What if we could slow down and remember what it is we're trying to do? So what are we trying to build? What are we trying to create? What problems are we trying to solve? And what, this is so important, this is the one we always miss. What is the experience of life we want to have while we do all of those things? What is the experience of life we want to have? Because believe it or not, we can choose that. Now, we can't always choose how every moment will go, but we can certainly choose what we're standing for. Thank you. I love my sweater. So comfy that I got it the last minute, right? So we can choose the experience we want to have. That does not mean it will be the experience we want to have, but I will say you're probably a damn sight closer to it if you choose it than if you don't, right? If you don't choose it, you're going to get what you get. Now, here's the thing. You're going to get what you get anyway, but typically what happens is we're just like a pinball bouncing around, hitting the stuff. And think about it like a pinball. It's such a great analogy. You pull it back. These are fun. Pinballs were fun games. You don't see these very much anymore. You pull the thingy, you pull the, what is that? You pull the handle back and you let it go. And that ball gets hit and boom, it's off. And now it's going to hit a whole bunch of things. It's going to hit this, it's going to bounce off that, and you're hoping it doesn't go down this thing. And this is what life is. This is us, right? We make our plans and we make our plan, we pull that, but you think you're like, okay, I want it to go here, 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 and here, and we let it go. We don't always have control about what happens once we let it go. But if we've decided how we want to be, I want to be feeling peaceful. I want to have fun. I want to be falling more deeply in love with myself and my life this summer. Oh, that one makes me cry because that is where my work is right now. And I'm having a hard time. But keeping it front and center gives you half a chance. It means that you can remember that that's what you're trying to do. It means that when something does go wrong, you can remember, like, I have a choice here. This isn't going the way I wanted. I don't feel the way I wanted to feel, but what would I need from this point on to move forward? What could I do? What could I try, to have me have more of that experience? And so the problem is if we don't slow down and take that time, life will just go whipping by. And the truth of it is that it feels like time goes faster every single moment, right? Think back to when you were 4. Do you remember, or like when you were in grade school, do you remember how long summer was? Like you get all of, here in Canada, we got July and August off. That was like a lifetime. That was so much time. And now that you're whatever age you are, I'm 42, July and August go by in an instant. I am appalled by how quickly it will go by. And I can tell you right now, like some of the things that I know I want to do, I want to go kayaking, I want to be on my stand-up paddleboard, I want to be out for bike rides, I want to go to Vancouver. And like even now, when Adam and I tried to slow down, we went and had a planning week and we spent a little time. And it's like, okay, we want to go see Adam's brother and his family in Vancouver. We love hanging out with them. And we took a look and it's like, oh my gosh, there are not that many weekends free. There's already not that many weekends free to be able to go an hour and a half away, right? And so this is why it's so important to slow down and get clear on how you want it to go. Not because that means it's how it's going to go, but because it means that you will remember your destination. You might change it, that's cool, but we can do all of that intentionally too, right? And including, so important to include, how is it you want to feel? How I want to feel, like I know some of the stuff that there is for me to take on. I know there's steps to take. I know there's emails to send to my clients, letting them know, like, hey, I'm switching back to telephone coaching or audio coaching for a million reasons. And here's why it's awesome, right? These are things that I know are going to serve me. I also know they're going to serve my clients. It's a win-win. But I also know that I have been talking about doing that for at least 2 full years. 2 years. And I haven't actually made the change. Why? Because other stuff showed up and I got busy, or I got accustomed to what I was accustomed to. And we all will do that. And so it's so important. Um, it's so important to remember that we are the captains of our ship. We will not get to choose our wind. We will not get to choose our currents. Those things around us will change. But we will always get to choose, if we remember, to stand at the helm with our hands on the wheel. And we can dance with the wind, we can move with the wind, we can fight with the wind. I don't care. But don't go downstairs and leave that wheel spinning by itself, because all that will happen is you'll miss the whole ride. And I mean that for a weekend. I mean it for a summer. I mean it for a month off. And I mean it for a lifetime. It's important. It's important to remember that we have to slow down and make a plan for our lives, because our life is going no matter what. I was listening to what was I listening to? Oh my gosh. It's a song. I've heard it quite a bit lately. I think it's Ben and Tan. It might have been, I can't remember. I'm probably making up band names now. It's a new thing. Um, and there's a line in this song that just, it slaughters me every time. It's like my heart is beating me to death. Oh, because it's true. Your heart, put your hand on your heart right now. Right now, put your hand right there. Can you feel it? If you can't feel it, reach for a pulse. Can you feel that? That thing that you feel, that is your life. That's keeping you alive. But with every beat of your heart is beating you towards your death, which is morbid. It's morbid. It's a little bit morbid, but my God, isn't that magical? 3 beats closer, they're gone. And now, I'm not saying this so that we all panic. That's not the point. Remember, we choose the experience we want to have, and if you want panic, put that on the list, but I think that's probably not what you want. But fuck, man, that's some gratitude right there. Even this moment, while your hand has been on your heart and my hand has been on mine, we have shared a moment together. It will never come back. Our hearts are beating us to death. And I can think of nothing more beautiful than that idea. So remember that time is precious, and so are you, and so are all of us. And this lifetime, you might come back. I don't know. I don't know the rules, what happens after we're gone, but you're still here right now. Right now, you get to choose. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? How do you want it to go? And how do you want to feel? Not because you can control your feelings so that you feel that way, but so that you can fucking remember. And then you can make choices that bring you closer to what you are looking for. Because time is running out for all of us. And I hope so hard that all of us have more time than we thought. I hope that we live a really long time. And the reality is we know that isn't true. Some of us, we will lose before we're ready. Yesterday was Father's Day. And I took the time to reach out to as many fathers as I could. And I remembered someone who was taken from my life, who was a father to me, and he's gone. So the fact that we're here, the fact that this is still beating us to death is a gift. The next 11 days of this month are a gift. I hope I get them. I hope you get them. I hope you're here for the summer. I hope you're here for 100 more years. But I hope you use them in a way that matches the gift. Don't let it go to waste. Sending you big love, and I hope you have a magical week. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.